have been intense. Add a new class this year, 5 different classes of racing, and what you've had is some great battles on the racetrack. Kobayashi has been spectacular, but so has Dixon, and as you said, we still have a long way to go. I'm not going anywhere.
And that 48 Ally Cadillac, Kyle Petty, is the car that Jimmy Johnson has been campaigning and promoting with this all-star lineup, and Jimmy is determined to win this one.
Yeah, Jimmy is determined to win. And listen, have you ever seen Jimmy Johnson not be determined to win whatever he was in? It doesn't make any difference. You know, so far, we just saw the fireworks. I've been watching fireworks all night long, and they don't compare to what we just saw. It has been amazing to me to watch the intensity that every driver and every class has brought to the game tonight, has brought to the Speedway. I mean, the racing has been intense. We look at the GTD class. At one point in time, it seemed like 1 through 15 was all running in an area you could throw a blanket over. It was incredible to watch these guys slice and dice and cut through. It has been an amazing display of driving so far, and I only see it getting better and better as we go deeper into the night.
And look, we saw it right from the drop of the green flag, although those first few hours were punctuated by multiple full course cautions, but it was a really cracking pace that was set from the outset. So let's relive some of those moments for the 55 Mazda team, the one and only Mazda Motorsports DPI entry. It was a bit of a slower start and had to go to the back. And then, Brian, in GT Le Mans, it was crunch time before the green even flew.
Yeah, Bruno Spengler in the BMW just jumped the start. The leaders were in the start zone, but they hadn't accelerated yet. Bruno Spengler did. Big damage to the back of the number 79 Porsche, that WeatherTech Porsche, a brand new entry into GTLM, and they are damaged early.
That brought out one of the multiple cautions. That was Kevin Estre in the Porsche. Frankie Montecalvo had taken this Vasser Sullivan Lexus to the front, and then they suffered some electrical issues. And then, unfortunately, for the two-time and defending race-winning car in LMP2 at Dragon Sport, Hodez went into the wall, and this was the beginning of the troubles that would retire that car.
He gets into turn 1 and just a little bit hot. He's trying to control the lockup, trying to keep it on the high line, just can't do it, makes contact with the wall.
The Ally Cadillac, and the guy who's been the driving force behind this campaign, Jimmy Johnson, started the race and did very well. Stayed in touch with that lead pack before handing over. And then the 0-1 of Chip Ganassi Racing, Brian, coming back to prototype racing and going straight to the lead with Renger van der Zande.
They did not skip a beat in their time away from prototype racing. They're having a great run. The 29 and LMP2, not so much.
No, it was crunch time there, and that was the catalyst for yet another early caution. So too was this. James Collado in the Ferrari, and Cameron Castles both pirouetting off at the bus stop.
James Collado, we thought we would see issues like that. The speeds of GT Le Mans and GTD cars, very similar to the top speed of the LMP3 cars, and Collado just tried to force the issue there on Castles and ended up with a penalty.
NASCAR Cup Series champ Chase Elliott got to taste what it was like racing a Daytona Prototype International at the Rolex 24. Was a little frustrated with himself, and then this was a scary moment where fuel went flying everywhere over the most successful driver as far as race wins in IMSA history, Bill Aublin. He had to rush back to the shower and cleanse his face off, and he said that he was okay afterwards. This is Chase Elliott getting out after his stint, which ended prematurely, and he wasn't that particularly pleased with himself, Brian.
No, I like the way he got out of the car and then turned and looked back at it like, oh,
I'd like another shot.
I'd like another shot, and he was very hard on himself afterwards, but I think he did a great job. Not so much there for BMW, another issue.
And it's just dealing with traffic, isn't it? With these 5 classes on track. The 111 Crasa GRT Lamborghini, the 111 was for 3 class wins in a row in GTD. 2 for that team, 1 for Paul Miller Racing. Unfortunately, it would not be a great end to the story for the 111 going behind the wall.
But some great battles here and a great story for Wright Motorsport in the number 16 Porsche. Their car damaged to the extent they had to get a new tub, and they bought it from Black Swan Racing. Black Swan had bought it from Wright Motorsports at this very event last year.
That was Buckler going past Eastwood there for position. And this was Alexander Sims in the factory Corvette. kind of no harm, no foul, just running off at the International Horseshoe and rejoining.
Just got a little pressure from the BMW behind, a little bit of lockup, and then Trenton Estep is going to do a favor for the Daytona prototype behind him, and in so doing almost forces him off the road. He would get a warning for blocking. I don't think he was trying to block. I think he was trying to get out of the way.
And then this. Again, another sign of traffic. The sole remaining Dragon Speed LMP2 entry, making life hard for the 48 DPI.
I think this is just another case where you see the prototype there in the middle looking to the GTD car on the outside, doesn't see the 48 coming up the inside. And that's, you got to have eyes in the back of your head. You almost have to be like a lizard and see 360 degrees around you when the traffic is like that. And it's going to be that way until the checkered flag.
And at the most recent restart, Loic Duval was a little too eager to get going and pass before he got to the line. And that's a no-no in endurance sports car racing, and he was penalized for that. And that shows it pretty blatantly right there, doesn't it? A little too eager to get going, past Scott Dixon and Kamui Kobayashi. And that was rectified shortly thereafter. So it's time to go from high above the World Center of Racing down to pit road. Let's check in with the guys.